guys. Had the snap to connect fitting, the coupler in the back fail on me. The car stalled out in the middle of the street. Done the dummy plugs about 2 weeks ago, so I either got debris in the IPR valve, or I got well, once I replaced the dummy plugs, I thought maybe the oil pressure was a lot higher now. Maybe not, because the IPR controls the pressure, but I'm not a professional mechanic. I'm just a home dude trying to fix my truck. But alright, so I'm gonna get this this turbo's a fucking bitch to get off. That rear last clamp over here, man, that thing is hard to get off. Yeah, I still haven't got it off. It's like it's frozen on there, so I'm spraying some lube on there. I'm gonna get this turbo off and then get the high pressure oil pump off. But cool. Yeah, I'm actually watching their videos on YouTube, like Diesel Tech Ron. Yeah, can't believe the guy's dead, but that's kind of a bummer. But and Ford, I think it was like Ford Loco Mako, or something like Ford Tech Loco Moco, or one of those, that other guy. So yeah, I'm just watching the video to see if I can do this. Kind of following it. Cool. Just got the turbo off. Yeah, that last clip on it was like frozen on there, man. That was actually the hardest part of taking the whole turbo off. So yeah, I'm gonna take this pedestal off here, and I know this EGR cooler had been replaced by the factory, probably at about 70,000 miles. So get that going and get to that high pressure oil pump and IPR down there. And yeah, this thing's pretty far down here, man. I'm actually laying on top of the engine to get down there. It's freaking way deep in the engine. Alright, cool. So, got the pedestal off. I'm using compressed air. Go off, and I guess some of this brake cleaner, because I want to get that get the oil off around there. I don't want any debris to get inside the engine there, so that's what I've seen so far, so it'll make sense. Alright, cool. Note here, this is the IPR socket that I bought when I bought. It's funny, I had bought the stuff pretty in advance because I knew this shit would fail sooner or later. So I'd already had the parts waiting, but yeah, it's really difficult getting that socket in there to get freaking clearance. And I didn't have a wrench big enough for this thing right at the back. But I think at this point I can just undo it by hand. This is all loose too. I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not, back and forth wiggling like that. But alright, let me get this off. Oh, the IPR screen looks pretty good. So at first I wasn't sure if there was debris in the screen or something, or if it's just a wacky valve or something. Yeah, look at that, how it wiggles back and forth like that. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. What's weird is this thing would actually start when it was cold. Well, I mean, barely. It would start and then die really fast. So, but I'd done the dummy plugs, I don't know, probably about a month and a half ago. And it ran fine. It was the first time the car had ever started up right away. So, what's funny is I don't even know if this STC fitting has ever been done, or the snap to connect fitting. So hopefully I don't take it apart and things already been done. And I'm freaking bummed because I saw some gaskets that looked like they could have been the gaskets laying on top of the. Whoever worked on the truck before at the, I guess the Ford dealer, freaking left all the gaskets sitting on top. You know what I mean? Didn't even throw the gaskets away, like little rubber seals. All right, it's the IPR. Alright, so I got that cover off now. These things, I gotta pop this cover up, but zoom in. That last bolt all the way back in there, very far back in there, was a fucking pain in the ass. 8mm. Yeah, I couldn't find one of those flex head wrenches. I would have bought it if I had, but I had a couple different wrenches. I also have this little slip wrench. These are like Craftsman. Those got these as Christmas presents, you know. It's like those trick tools or specialty tools. That it's kind of like a ratcheting head. I don't know if that works. So a little bit of each of these things. Kind of finally got it off. So got to get that up now. All right, cool. So I guess I'm just gonna pry on it. But Okay guys, this thing is fucking impossible to get off. So I actually read on some forums and some people, camera's backwards here. You cut off this rear tab thing here. I don't know if you can see back in there, but it's, I don't know if this thing will zoom out or whatever it did. But yeah, I cut that rear tab off. And a lot of other people said in forums that do get that thing off and helps it get it clean. So, but now I have metal shoes here. I didn't get the whole tab off. I'll clean it up once I get off, but that should definitely help because that's freaking hard as hell to get off. I think that tab gets caught up in the back of that EGR cooler. It's a freaking headache. All right. I'm shocked here. Wasn't expecting to see this. I did suspect something was weird because I saw a bunch of gaskets laying around that looked like they were actually meant to be in there. But I don't know if you take a look at that. That actually looks like it's already been fixed already. And they never set it anywhere like in the freaking that doesn't look like the snap to connect fitting there. It looks like the original. That looks like the fix. So I'm guessing I have some sort of IPR problem then, or something weird, because I'm down in here and that's not the snap to connect fitting. That is the replacement. So what the hell is going on? Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I had to come down here and find out anyways, because I would have been stressing about this the whole time, because I mean, I would have always been wondering if this thing's gonna blow or not, but now I know for sure that it's been fixed, you know, with the right part. So, well, it sucks I had to take all the freaking turbo off, but at least I know that this thing has the right connector on there. So it can only be the IPR valve, I'm guessing, or I mean, unless the dummy plug freaking blew out again or something like that. But those were the better dummy plugs, the ones with the Teflon washer in the back of them. But what the hell is going on? Alright, cool. So I guess this is it. I mean, guess the video stops here. I got that aluminum thing cleaned up here, the cover, put back on. So I decided to keep on going with the series of videos here. So I guess you could, you know, I guess I'll solve this problem. I mean, try to figure it out. But so I know it's not the snap to connect fitting coupler. So that looks like it's, I don't know, they either replaced the pump or they replaced that at some point. So this thing actually has had the dummy plugs done. I did that a while back, about a month ago, and so I know that thing's good. So I went on Amazon and ordered a ICP sensor and an IPR valve, just to be sure, just because, you know, I'm going to test this one tonight, the other one, see if I can get it to go, or test it by, you know, put like some voltage to it and see if it opens up. But I don't know what else to check, I guess. You know, what else? You know, there's only a few things to check in the high oil pressure system. It's IPR, usually dummy plugs, injector seals, STC fitting in the back there. But probably have to buy one of those pressure gauges, you know, like the air pressure things. But hopefully not. We'll see. All right, cool. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass. It's the hard part about this truck is that it's high. So I'm on a ladder and I'm leaning over the whole freaking day trying to get the shit off. So, dude, the guys that work on these things every day are freaking supermen. All right, cool. So I'm back, new day. Kind of bugged. Last night I ordered the IPR valve and ICP sensor from Amazon and paid for overnight shipping. And they're not gonna make it here. Freaking annoying. Yeah, one of the parts, the ICP will be here, but IPR won't be. So it's like now I got to complain about the overnight shipping. But yeah, I have Amazon Prime, so I normally do 2-day. It's free. But since I have this thing off right now, and even though I actually haven't had a turbo issue at all, I guess I'm going to take this apart, the turbo, and look at the units in the ring to make sure that's good, and clean it up. You know, take it apart and clean it. Because I mean, I don't want to you know, it was such a pain in the ass pulling this off to begin with. I mean, I might as well just clean it while I'm out. So I'm also going to do the same for the EGR valve. I'm going to take out the EGR valve and clean it, because I don't think I've ever done that before. So yeah, I'm just waiting for this part. So I'm just going to be kind of fixing stuff. And yeah, I've took a couple days off work, you know. I guess that's one of the nice things about being the boss, you know, that I want to get this damn truck fixed, you know. So I get it going, because it makes me sort of annoyed when I have a broken down truck. But okay, cool. So I'm gonna take this apart and do the EGR valve, and I'm probably gonna paint. I'm gonna maybe sandblast this and paint it, you know, the outside of this thing here. Yeah, because I can't stand rust. I mean, I live down here at the beach, and it's shit rust in like 2 seconds. But all right, cool. That's the EGR valve. Looks like it's just held on by 2 screws here, 8mm screws. I'm gonna take those off and be careful to unclip this thing and pop it out and clean it. Cool. See that it's pretty coked up, and what I notice here is that I can see daylight on the valve here where it's supposed to be seen. Let me get this better light here. It's not too the sun there. Okay, there we go. It's better. So it looks pretty caked up. What I can see though, you can't see in this, I made this angle, but is I can see daylight through that valve, between the valve seat and the valve. So the fact that I can see light through there means that this thing is not sealing 100%. I mean, I don't know if that's part of the design or not, but if you can see that. I'm trying to see where you can see the daylight, but so I'm going to take the seals off this thing and clean it up. Oh, camera, there it is. So yeah, it's pretty gunked up, but not that bad. But like I said, I would think, be able to see daylight through that valve, you know. I mean, that's a valve leak, so it's allowing air to get through. So, alright, get this going. I'm going to take the seal off and just like dip it into some solution. Alright. A good solvent to get the carbon off is this Berryman's Chem Dip. This is like a carb cleaner kit. And sometimes I use gasoline, but this stuff is awesome. I took the rubber seals off because this shit can mess up plastic and rubber seals. So I'm just going to dip it and let it sit there for a couple hours and check it out. And I'll show you the update here. So, cool. Soak like that for about an hour. If you use this stuff, you should probably use a glass container or metal container, because I've actually had it go through, like melt the plastic. Cool. The EGR valve is doing its cleaning there. I'm going to come back here and separate this turbocharger here. So I mean, all these things I just seen different videos online, so that's how I'm going at this thing. So I'm going to take off this, I guess it's called the unison ring, and I'm going to actually describe it here so I know exactly where they call it, so I can line it up exactly how it was. There's a special word for that. I forget what that's called. So yeah, I'm gonna make a mark there, scribe it right there, and that way I know exactly where this clamp was and where these the two halves actually come together. The exact timing, I guess. All right, because I just want to make sure this, I mean, unison ring is fine here. I mean, it's not like worn out. All right. I had this truck for a long time. I'm gonna use my little Dremel tool and make a permanent little scribe here. Just make a little cutout right here. That way I always know exactly where the clamp is supposed to be and where these things are supposed to meet up. So I can't do this on camera because it's just gonna be too, I need both hands here. So, alright, so yeah, I want a permanent little line there that goes between the two halves. Alright, nick the side there, but yeah, you can see the little mark. Well, because I'm gonna paint these things, so the scribe exactly might not show up. I'm probably gonna sandblast this outer cover and paint it, just because I hate seeing rust. Alright, and alright, cool. Very bad. I mean, I guess this is the area I was mainly concerned about. I guess this is the area where it wears out, but where this thing connects and twists the ring. Dude, it looks freaking seriously clean in there. Well, it's a little dirty on this side, but yeah, look at that. It spins freely without even, I don't know if I even need to clean this thing. Yeah, I made a mark right there where it was timed, and so yeah, I don't even think I need to clean this side. I'll clean the ring and this side off, but my phone's right in here. Alright, yeah, cool. What's up? I got this thing out. I kind of clean everything up here. So I'm going to start putting everything back on. These little things here. And, get going. Got the unison ring clean. I got the air half clean. I'll show you that in a couple of seconds after I get the unison ring back on. There it is. Yeah, this thing, I mean, I actually use diesel cleaner every single one of my tanks. So I don't know if that had anything to do with this thing being really clean and working correctly, but like, I don't know how much it helps the exhaust, but here's the other side. The breast is it's a little bit pitted, but alright, I gotta make sure I don't forget to put the clamp back on, and then get these two halves, you know, index here. Even though there's an index here, I guess I just want to make sure it's right there, but I guess that wasn't even necessary. Who knows, but alright. At least I know exactly where the clamp is supposed to go. Alright, cool. Got the two halves together. It's not hard, super hard, but just, you know, get everything lined up. And then you have to kind of tap with a soft hammer to get it in there, knock it in there. So the cool thing is when I made that mark right there for that ring, I know exactly where to put this ring right here, at least the way it was. Alright, cool. You can see it's painted. Still got to strip a little bit of oil out of the thing, but it's painted. I'm going to use some aluminum wheel cleaner to clean up the aluminum side. And looking pretty good. So that's pretty much done. Gonna go back to this thing. It's definitely melting the stuff away, but I keep on coming back with the air compressor and blowing it out. Try to get that oil out of there, but yeah, works pretty good. Alright, cool. ICP just came in, so I'm not sure if you guys have ever done that before. It's pretty basic. Just it's a sensor right there on the valve cover, and that just basically monitors the actual pressure. That basically tells the engine what high pressure is going on, like what's in the fuel rail, the pressure reading. Alright, pretty basic. When the truck stalled and left me in the middle of the road, it threw me a code P2623, and that's IPR, open circuit. So I mean, I suspected it's probably going to be the IPR valve or the wiring harness. And really, because I knew the IPR was in a bad spot, I'd already bought the parts for the STC, you know, fitting here. So that's actually why I was going to go there and do that. But to my surprise, it was already done. So, which is cool. I mean, that's great, you know. Now that I've done the SCT or snap to connect fitting, hard for me to say that. And the dummy plugs, I think, you know, I mean, now I have this IPR problem, but I mean, I think that's either going to be the IPR valve or the harness, but I think this thing will be solved, and hopefully last a long time, you know, because I think I have most of the shortcomings, you know, with the thing done, you know. I mean, the Ford did replace the actual EGR cooler, so when that goes out again, I'll do it bulletproof. I can't do a delete because I'm in California, but I'll just do like a bulletproof EGR cooler, and turbo. I'm still doing this thing. It's definitely getting cleaner, as you can see. I'm doing a little bit of brushing too to move it along, so it's almost done. Then I'm going to start actuating the valve here to get it to open and close, and then I'm going to clean up the outside of it. Alright, so that's it. Yeah, I'm going to get this finished up, put it back on, and hopefully Amazon will get that IPR valve tomorrow so I can put that back on, get everything put back together. Hopefully it'll fire up. If not, then I'll be troubleshooting the harness. Alright, thanks. Here is to use a pair of needle nose pliers. And it's pretty simple, it's not very hard. Just pull this forward and I stick a screwdriver down below. And that way it allows me to clean the valve heads here. So it looks just like an exhaust or intake valve on a car, you know, with a seat. So I'm going to clean the seat and the face right there. Sorry, the seat and the face right there. So yeah, just like a little exhaust valve, intake valve. There's two valves. There's one up front right there and one over here. Alright, so here's a quick test. Before I had total daylight in that lower valve, and now it doesn't actually leak. It's fully seated. I mean, it's not going to be 100%, like, but it's totally seated and it's holding fluid. Whereas before, you know, because I had all that, the cracks in there, it was all caked up, it wouldn't close all the way, fluid would just leak right out of there. So I don't know about it. I'm pretty new to diesel engines, so I know in a car engine, having that thing open, the EGR valve open, would create a lean condition. So yeah, now I'm just gonna clean the rest of this up. It's freaking messier than shit. You know, it's carbon, you know, gas carbon. So yeah, looking pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah, the stuff works pretty good. The chem dip. Alright, I'm gonna get the rest of it cleaned up and put it back on. Cool. This is all done. So I put the seals back on, the original ones. I mean, I guess I got new ones, but they look fine. Put a little Vaseline around them just to help them lubricate them as I go in so they don't tear or grab. Yeah, this part doesn't look cheap. I mean, knowing this diesel engines are so freaking expensive that, I mean, who knows, this thing probably like for $300 to $500 or something. That's what it looks like. Alright, cool. I mean, if the IPR valve was $150 on Amazon and $300 at the dealer, I can't imagine what this thing freaking cost. Alright. Hey guys, got the new IPR valve in from Amazon, and it was like $150. And what makes me think is the local Ford dealer, he sells this thing for $306. It's the exact same part, probably. I mean, that means they're marking that thing up by over 100%. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Theodore Robbins Ford in Costa Mesa. That's where I normally go. But at least for parts. You know, usually when I'm in a bind, I have to get it like right that same day. But okay, let me open this up and I'm gonna compare them real quick by side. So I don't know if this is the original one or what the deal is, but this one moves back and forth. Like this actually goes back and forth in there, so I don't know if that's, and this one doesn't. It's totally tight. So I don't know if that's a problem or not. But this is the looks like it has the updated screen on it, and this has the original screen on it. This is brand new, so it said it's for a Power Stroke 6.0 for that year, all the way up to 2007. So I do actually, I'm wondering if I should put another, because I do actually have an updated screen, extra one, like a brand new one. So I might take that off and put this on. I'm not sure yet. Or I mean, not on this one, but take this with the non-reinforced one and put a reinforced one on there. But I don't know if that's even necessary or not. But all right, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna get this put in there. But actually, at the same time, I'm gonna do the idle air IAT sensor, idle air temperature. It's in the intake manifold, and here that gets kind of gummed up too. So I might as well clean that while I'm down there. But so yeah, I'm kind of wondering what I should do with this screen, but should I even bother with it? Is it worth it to put that on there? The better one on there? I mean, I can see why you'd want to reinforce it if it has to stop debris coming through, but yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know if that's normal for the IRP to go back, or IPR to do this, but I'm having some sort of open circuit issue in this sensor, so this could be it, not sure, but alright, get it going. So the idle air temperature sensor is a little bit gummed up, not too bad. Definitely saw some worse than this on the internet here. So I'm going to spray this with some MAF cleaner, mass airflow sensor cleaner, because I don't know how sensitive this thing is to solvents. So, alright, cool. Thing clean, put it back on. I did actually buy this a while back. You know, when I got the STC fitting, even though that actually came with an extra screen on it. But yeah, I'm not going to redo any of the brand new seals. I'm just going to see if I can pop this off. Kind of like a beer bottle with position this camera here too. Maybe like with kind of like that beer bottle type thing, you know, like popping a beer cap off with like a lighter or something. I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Looking, that worked. The beer bottle, I don't know what you call it, the beer cap method. But yeah, it wasn't that hard. Actually, what's funny is the screen is not even jacked up either. Cool. Was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Just had to pop it off 2 seconds and pop the new one on, the reinforced one. I'm sorry, there it is. Cool. Okay, another delay here. So if you look at the IPR valve out in there, and I just realized, I actually went back and looked at some other videos and pictures, that this thing actually never had a heat shield on it. So I don't know if they took it off this year, but I called the guy at Ford, and they have one for $14. It's going to be here tomorrow, but I don't want to put this whole thing back together and, you know, have a issue, because I know the problem happened on a super hot day. I was actually inland, getting ready to go on some trails, and so yeah, if this thing requires a heat shield, I mean, you saw the other IPR was all loose. So maybe it got overheated and shut down, but I don't know. But for 14 bucks, I don't want to chance it. I mean, I'd like to get it all done today, but fuck. Don't want that to happen again, man, because I don't want to get stuck in the middle of the road again. That shit was embarrassing. Alright. Okay, cool. At least I'll put everything else I can put back on there and then move forward as much as I possibly can. So, alright. Guys, so I just went to a Ford dealership and picked up the heat shield here. So that's the part number there if you need one of these things. Here it is. So let's open this thing up. Yeah, this mine didn't actually have it on there. I mean, that might have contributed to the failure of this IPR valve. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's supposed to have it on there. So I mean, they make it. So let's see how that goes. So I'm assuming this goes down here, and like that. I guess I want to make sure it fits before I try to struggle into the. My car has been lifted, so it's. Let's try that. Ooh, it's a tight fit. Jesus. There we go. I guess that just folds down like that. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I can see why you'd actually want this on there. You know, it protects the actual sensor. You know, because it's right underneath the turbocharger. So, you know, it's going to be getting the heat right off this. You know, the metal here. You know, the thing there. Back. There you go. Yeah, I'm all over the place with the camera. All right, cool. So I'm gonna get that on there, and that way I can put the turbocharger back on and get this thing finished. Cool. It is kind of a bitch to get to, but. Ready to go for the turbo. So got the turbo back in partially. I gotta line up the that's a freaking difficult thing too. It's such a weird angle. Gotta make sure those things are lined up, the exhaust inlet outlet. Alright, cool. This turbo mounted here, and I was actually I've been getting these flex head wrenches for many years from Christmas. Never really actually used them, you know, that much. And now I can see why these are useful in this Power Stroke, man. A lot of weird angles, tight fittings and tight areas and weird angles. So on this last exhaust thing, it's not exactly 100% lined up, but I'm going to use my crowbar thing here. You can see that down there, but it's not 100% lined up back there. The inlet pipe for the turbo. So I'm going to try to get my crowbar and lift it up just a little bit. Maybe get it in place a little bit better, but it's almost there. But we'll see. All right. Simple little move with this crowbar. You know, you can see that I just had to pop it up a little bit and it went right in place. Cool.
That target?
Well, tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, I got the turbo back on. Total. Well, it's just.
Is that me?
My son's here helping me fix the truck. So yeah, now I got to put the turbo pipes back on, the air inlet and the downpipe. I don't know if it's called downpipe or the metal tube that goes from here to there. And check it out. Yeah, I cracked this off while I cover, so I'm gonna use some epoxy to glue it back on there. But I did that a while back. Put too much weight on it, cracked. But all right, cool. It's kind of a bummer. I know Diesel Tech Ron says to be careful with this. One side was already broken off with the clip, and the other side just cracked right off when I pulled it, like tried to put it back on. So I'm just gonna put a little small zip tie around here to keep it tight for now until I can figure that out. But then I have to put the alternator wire back on here, positive, and then since I'm actually already cleaning all the sensors, I'm gonna take this off and clean the MAF sensor. It requires a anti-tamper-proof Torx. So there you go. So I have some of those because I work on electronics all day long. So I'm going to take it off, clean it, and put it back together. Cool. I'm almost done. Right, so have this thing put back together. My camera's in that weird reverse thing again. And let's do a quick double check to make sure everything's correct. Make sure everything's tightened down. I'll do that a couple times, a couple once-overs, and go into the cab, hook up my Android app to this thing, Torque app, and then check all the sensors. I'm going to clear the old codes that were on there. The P2623, which is the IPR open circuit. So just to recap what I did here. So I checked the, my main thing for doing all this was to check the snap to connect fitting, STC fitting. And so that was already replaced, so that's cool. Replaced the IPR valve, ICP sensor, clean the EGR valve, clean the mass or intake air temperature sensor, mass airflow sensor, and try to clean up everything as much as I possibly could. So when I fire this up again, it's probably going to smoke because of the paint. I painted the pipes back there in the turbo. Oh yeah, I also cleaned the turbo. Took the turbo apart and cleaned it. And I think we're good. Hopefully this thing doesn't blow up on me. You never know. Alright. The glare, I'm not sure if you can or not. I'm trying to get an angle where there's no glare. So first I'm going to read the fault codes here. Tap. Okay. I don't know what the hell that means. See if I can erase this thing. Okay. It's still scanning. As you can see in the upper right hand corner, if you can see that. Okay. Well, there's a whole bunch of other shit that was going on with this when the power went out. So hopefully I'm going to do a clear faults on ECU. Okay. Okay. Guessing that means it's done, I guess. I'm going to go back here to the real time. And you can see the battery voltage is 12.2. I don't know why it's pretty low. That's kind of weird. Well, I guess it's been on for a couple minutes. Yeah, it's probably heating the glow plugs up. And what I'm looking for is a high pressure oil pump. That's the ICP right there. That's the IPR duty cycle. And fuck, I guess we'll find out right now. Wow, fired right up. That's great. Except the IPR is pretty high, 29%. And I noticed this is pretty high too. I think before I had fixed the IPR, it was at around 22%. So I don't know if that means I have a leak or if this thing just needs to get worked in. I guess I'll let this thing idle, get warmed up, and if it stalls on me, I know I have some kind of leak somewhere. But then I'm going to go back and check out the fault codes too and see if I have that IPR open circuit. Guess we'll see. Alright, so thickened voltage looks good. I've been letting it idle for a couple minutes here. And the IPR went down to 24.7%. And oil pressure went down a little bit, so I don't know if there was air in the system or what. But the turbo putting out about like half a pound. But I know the turbo's working because it's definitely kicking it right away. It's building some sort of boost, a little bit. So I'm gonna let this fully heat up here, I guess, and keep on checking it. You know, I'm kind of a little worried. I guess for the next couple of days, I'm just gonna take it short trips around the street, not too far, and I mean, hopefully the heat shield thing helps the IPR if that's actually what the problem was. You know, that code is definitely referring to the IPR, so my kid is making all that noise. Alright, so cool. Hope this fixed it, man, because I swear, man, I had a Range Rover, man. And the fucking Range Rover is a constant namer with the Lucas electric system, and this power stroke is pretty bad too, man. I don't know, just a random shit. Alright, cool. So I think this is a fix. I mean, if it fails, then I'll update this video, but so far so good. I mean, I guess I'm pretty happy about this, so let me know if you have any questions. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but dude, I had no choice. Car was stuck. So yeah, who knows how much it would have cost taking this to some mechanic to get done, but yeah, just took a while. Pain in the ass. I mean, dude, the problem is the truck is so high up there, man. Like, my abs are all sore because I was leaning over for a couple days, you know, like leaning over, and that, even though I had a towel down, that it was fucking my quads and my abs are sore. All right, cool.